But when I hear that, it brings back such negative emotions for me because I know what it is to live in a trap house. I know what it is to sell drugs and fucking go to prison. I know that life. And it's miserable. It's not a catchy song that you hear on the radio. It is pain and suffering. What's up, you guys? Welcome to today's video. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to be interviewing my good friend Truf, who is a rapper, and he's so freaking talented. He talks a lot about growing up and what music means to him. And the reason why I wanted to have him on the channel is because we hear a lot of stuff in music right now, and it's a lot of trap house, bees in the trap, selling dope. It's a lot of negative shit. And when I listen to things like that, it brings back such a negative emotion for me. But Truf's music is so positive and it'll get you hyped, and I'm his biggest fan. So I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Be sure to go check out all of his music. It can be found anywhere you want to listen to music. YouTube, Spotify, all of that. I will also leave his Instagram handle in the description box down below, and his merch and all of that stuff. Without further ado, let's kick this thing off. What's up, bro?
What's up?
It's good to see you.
You too.
We've had an awesome day. We've just been hanging out, shooting your new video for Tick Tick Boom.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
I know all the words to that song now. It's gonna be stuck in my head for days. I love to be part of that. That's so awesome. And I stole your entire set to create a new YouTube intro. So
that's what's
appreciate
up.
that.
No doubt.
I stole your actors. I stole your set.
You gotta do what you gotta do. One day I'm gonna come through to Chicago and I'm gonna steal something too.
Let's go. I'm excited to film with you. We filmed once before and it didn't work out.
Right.
That's just how it is. So I want to know your story, and we're eventually going to get to your music, which is so fire. I'm your biggest fan.
Thank you.
I don't say that often, and I want to throw this in here because a lot of people are like, listen to my music. Here, play this track, download this, or whatever, and I'm picky.
Right.
So when I say I love your music, I mean that. I love your music.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
My whole hometown is full of rappers.
Thank you.
And they're not good. And they're watching right now, but it is what it is, man. I'm picky. Yeah. So talk to me a little bit about how you grew up, and yeah, I'll ask you a bunch of questions I already know the answer to along the way.
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you for a compliment on the music. I think, you know, just hearing compliments on your music as an artist, it not only is flattering or, you know, nice to say, but it gives the artist more confidence. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So every time somebody tells me they love my song or they send me a message like, yo, that song is dope, it not only is like good looking out, but it's like, you know, it makes me want to write another song. You know what I'm saying? I have your songs downloaded for my airplane mode, like offline listening. That's how much I like your stuff. If you do that, that means like I'm in there with the like your favorites. Yeah. So you grew up on a blood block. Yeah, just out here we don't call it blood block. You don't call it that? What do you call it? I grew up in a blood neighborhood. Blood neighborhood. Yeah. So what was that But
like?
Look, you say blood block because in Chicago they have blocks. Yeah. Right? Like we hear of the infamous O block or, okay, so that's why you said that? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, we don't say that.
We say that in New York too.
Okay.
We say blocks, you know.
So, okay, so yeah.
So you just say neighborhood.
Yeah, hood.
Like a normal person.
Blood hood, the hood.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I grew up in Scottsdale. Scottsdale is in Carson. It's one of like 3 or 4 blood neighborhoods, Pyro neighborhoods in Carson, but it's one of the most notorious ones. Definitely one of the most poverty-stricken ones. You know what I'm saying? There's some neighborhoods in Carson that have gangs in them, but they look very nice. And you'll be like, well, there's a gang here? Like, y'all got 2-story houses and backyards and swimming pools and shit. But where I'm from, there ain't no, it's one park with a swimming pool that ain't been filled up with water in 30 years. You know what I'm saying? Tennis court that is not a tennis court no more, but a parking lot. They just took all the nets down and now it's a parking lot. So I grew up there. I ain't mad at that at all though, because where I grew up, like my childhood was the funnest shit to me ever. You know what I'm saying? Like I grew up in a place where you went outside and played football, front yard, basketball, you know, baseball in the front yard, hide and seek all over the whole hood. And then in one area, and on this side, we had a big field, like an abandoned field, but when it rained, it would fill up with water and shit, and frogs and shit. So I'm in the hood, but I'm still catching frogs and shit. Like I live in the South, but I'm in the hood. You know what I mean? So I just had a great childhood. Like a lot of people were scared to come to my house that lived in other neighborhoods. I played sports my whole life. So like when I used to get dropped off from basketball practice by my coach, they would drop me off in the front and they wouldn't take me all the way in. They would pull up and be like, all right, see you tomorrow. And I'd be like, yeah, but you gotta, my house is over there. They'd be like, yeah. See you. They wouldn't go all the way in. So.
Is that the first time that you realized, like, oh shit, my neighborhood is a little
Yeah, because I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know. It was the best shit to me. To me, it was the best place in the world. I was proud of it. But then when I started getting older, you know, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade, I started hearing like people were scared. The pizza man, you order a pizza, they won't come in. You have to meet them at the front gate. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh, okay, I live in a bad neighborhood. But to me, it was all good, you know?
Like, I grew up really poor, Section 8 housing. We got evicted all the time, you know, and my mom was on welfare and food stamps, and that was just life, you know?
Right.
As you get older, you start to realize, like, wait, I'm sorry, y'all are paying for groceries with cash? Like, food stamps used to be like paper food stamps, and I didn't know that was a big deal. I just thought that's how we eat.
Right.
You know, I thought sometimes we go to the food pantry. That's a weird store. And I didn't understand it, you know, until I started hanging out with people that like had like soft drinks. I remember this so clear. Like they had kitchens full of just mad food and soft drinks. I'm like, do you want anything? And I'm like, water's cool, you know, or like Kool-Aid. But they had like sodas and all this stuff. And I thought they're really rich.
Right.
Because they had like tons of drinks in the house.
Right.
We had like Kool-Aid and it didn't have sugar, and like we used food stamps, you know. So
100%.
I remember that like as a kid you think this is great and you're having fun, and it's just interesting to like see the mind of a kid, a child.
Right.
They're just so chill, and I think as a parent myself, like I overcomplicate my own kids' lives sometimes because I'm like, y'all don't even realize how good you have it.
Right, yeah.
I grew up paper food stamps children, and they're like, can we just have a Lunchable?
But I would say that they don't know how good they got it, but then I also say they don't know what good is. Like, they also missing a lot of shit. Just because they seem a little spoiled, they missing out on a lot of shit. Like, they don't even know how to go outside and have fun.
Yeah.
They don't even know how to, like, go outside and all your friends just go knock on your friend's door and be like, hey, want to come play football? You know what I mean? And 9 kids come out in the street and play tag football. They don't know that. So even though they might seem a little spoiled, they still didn't have it as good as us. Even though we was poor, we had things that money couldn't buy.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Going outside. We used to just go outside and throw rocks at cars. You know what I'm saying? It was fun to us to go.
That's a whole charge now. You can't do
Yeah, like imagine driving down the street and a little kid pop up from a fence and throw a rock at your car. You would be like, what? You would think like the worst shit ever. But when I was coming up, it was just like, damn kids. Damn kids. Ain't no big deal. Just kids throwing rocks, you feel me?
And like people our age would be like, y'all kids, get on out of here.
Exactly.
And now we're that person.
Right. But we don't have no kids to tell to get out of here.
They're just on their phone somewhere.
I haven't had any trouble with children. Shit. Come to my block. Cause some trouble. I wanna tell you, get out of here. I wanna come out my house and say, hey y'all, get off my lawn. I wanna come out my house and say, hey man, why y'all fucking with my flowers and shit? Why y'all using my water hose to drink out of it?
Oh man.
Remember that?
Those are the good days.
You know what I'm saying? You used to drink out, you be thirsty, you ain't going home.
That water hits different though.
It hit different because you be thirsty as fuck. And it be taking turns. You know what I'm saying? I want to tell somebody that, you know what I'm saying? So any kids around my block, feel free to come harass me.
Play football in the street until the lights come on.
I'll be quarterback for both teams. You feel me? I'm nice too.
So a lot of your friends growing up, they got into the gang life and you managed to not go down that same path. Tell me about how difficult that was for you.
Wasn't difficult. You probably didn't expect that. I never wanted, first of all, my mother and my father kept me in sports. I didn't have time. Second of all, I already had positive influences, like male influences. My father, my brothers, they taught me the real shit about life. So it was very hard for anybody else to influence me. So that made it easy for me. And then third, I never wanted to be a part of somebody's gang. If anything, I'm gonna start my own gang. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not the guy that's gonna be like, you know, like when you go to college, on the movies, they be like, you wanna be a part of this fraternity, you gotta eat a fish, eat a live fish, all that shit, run around the campus naked and all that shit. I would never do that. I don't give a fuck about your fraternity. I'll start my own fucking fraternity. You feel me?
Yeah.
So that's how my mindset was. So joining a gang never been, to me, like the cool shit to do. It's always been like, to each his own. But to me, if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna start it. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't, if it's a gang, it's gonna be a clique or a crew. And if it's a crew, that crew is gonna turn into a business. And that shit happened. EMP, TTD.
So you did that though. You made a crew business, and that is your business. EMP is you and your people. So how did you get into music?
I come from a family where they just play music all the time. Like, my mom wakes up Saturday morning, she bumping Anita Baker, Gerald Levert, you know, Luther Vandross in the morning saying, get up, Saturday, time to clean up.
Aw, that's awesome.
So I know all these songs that I ain't supposed to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could play some shit and I'm gonna know every word to the song because my mother. Then my father, he actually played the piano, and his mom, my grandmother, was a pianist, and she graduated from USC with a master's in music, and she was a teacher, a music teacher. So it's just in my family. So that's how I just got into it. But then, you know, like elementary school, I'm the youngest of 4. So my brothers, especially my older brother Robbie, he was listening to 90s rap music. Heavy.
The best rap music.
The best rap music ever. Especially mid-90s. You feel me? So I'm in elementary school. I'm a little kid, but he got the big CD book, and I'm taking the CD book in my room. I'm playing, you know, shit that I ain't supposed to be playing. You know, so I'm learning this rap culture, and I'm fucking loving it. Some of my first influences was Bone Thugs and Harmony. I'm trying to go from that Cypress Hill. I remember that Insane in the Membrane. When I heard that shit, I learned that whole fucking verse. And then it went on to, like, you know, of course, like Tupac, DMX, Eminem, Jay and Nas, and Wu-Tang, Cannabis and shit like that. I was just, you know, I was that guy. So I'm walking to school just rapping. I remember some girl in 4th grade or something. She was like, we drove past you yesterday on the way home, and you were walking home and you were talking to yourself. I said, oh no, I wasn't talking to myself, I was probably rapping. But I didn't know how to rap back then. I was just recycling shit that I heard, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I got introduced to music. So in high school, I played basketball, and I was very good. So I played varsity at a young age. So I was around a lot of older kids, and they was freestyling, you know, in practice in the locker room and shit. And I'm super competitive. So I'm looking at these guys freestyle, and I'm like, how the fuck are they fucking coming up with words that fast? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, shit, if they could do it, it must not be that hard. I could figure this shit out till I'm competitive. So that's when I went back and started practicing freestyling with my homies. You know what I'm saying? So when I start getting good, I start coming back to practice rapping with the older kids, and they accepted me in like, yo, Sam kind of hot, let him rap. So high school is kind of when I started doing, like, not recording music or writing music, but just freestyling. And at that time, freestyling was the shit. So I was one of those guys.
I was one of those guys. So would you say, like, music and sports, that was just a positive outlet for you?
Definitely.
That's how that kind of kept you grounded growing up.
100%, definitely. Without music and sports, I don't know. I mean, right now I do marketing, you know, a business owner of a marketing team, a marketing company. But back then I didn't know anything about sales or leadership, like leadership development, teaching young people how to sell stuff. That's what I do now, but that came later in life. But back then it was just two things. Either I'm going to the NBA, I'm going to, you know, or I'm going to be a rapper. Mm-hmm. I know that sounds cliche as fuck, but I was good at these things. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Some people suck at all those things and they still say that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? I had a real dream. You know what I mean? I had a real possible dream. But yeah, definitely music and sports, kept me thinking big versus like 9 to 5 type of shit.
I mean, it's important for you to have an outlet like that. I didn't have a positive, role model. I didn't have something that I was really passionate about. So for me, growing up, I thought, man, if I could be a really good drug dealer and run a backdoor card game, I'm gonna be so happy.
Right.
And I meditated on that and I chased that. I didn't have anyone telling me, you have so much potential, you could do this, you could do that. And growing up in my neighborhood, there was no opportunity for even a decent 9 to 5 job.
Right.
So I thought, oh, this dude just pulled up in a car. He doesn't have a job. He sells drugs. Or I could take this and run it across the street and make $20 real quick. Like, that is huge for me. So to have people in your life that, told you that you could do this and they were positive, your parents and your family, encouraging you and loving you and pushing you towards something better, makes all the difference in the world. And I think people overlook that as we're adults. We don't tend to think about our upbringing and how it could have gone really wrong.
Right.
But I think about that all the time.
100%. And I think that just by you saying that opens up my eyes and a lot of people's eyes, like, to where we understand that, damn, everybody didn't have the same opportunities. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't have that same type of family or situation. So this is a blessing to be able to say that you do. Yeah, because I think that when you grow up like that, you just think it's normal. But then when you become grown, you like, oh shit, everybody didn't have that. So yeah, that's a big deal. And look at you now though, you went through all of that stuff without any real support like that, like I had, but you still, have become successful, through all the stuff that you've been through. And I want to commend you on that. That's what's up. That's real shit. Because there's people watching right now that's gonna go through some shit that you went through. Because that's the tip. That's not unusual, in the hood, to see the drug dealers, to see people coming up doing illegal shit, and then them influencing people by that. It's not impossible for that to happen every day. So I think people listening to you can understand that it's a way out of that.
Yeah. I think that when you chase money, like, you're never going to find happiness, So when you see people chasing money, if they're chasing it illegally in the wrong way, you're going to find that if that's what you're meditating on and chasing. And then you're going to realize real fucking quick that you don't love that. You're surrounding yourself with really bad people and toxic people and negative people. You got some money, cool, and now you're fucking miserable. And you hate everyone you're around and you're going to go to prison. Right. So it seems glamorous on the outside, but it is so surface level.
Especially to a kid.
Yeah.
To a teenager. You know what I'm saying? My brother, my oldest brother, Eric, he taught me when I was younger. He said everything, because he was like the one in the family that did some gangster shit for real. And he taught us that everything that he acquired with bad money, with illegal money, he no longer has. There's nothing that he has that he acquired with that money. You might make some money and whatever, but it don't make you happy, or doesn't mean it's gonna last forever. You know what I'm saying? I had money changing through my hands every day, and I don't have that shit now. I don't even have an iPod that I bought with drug money. Not a single thing, not a shoe, nothing. Wow. Wow. So you agree? Thing. I barely had pictures from that life, and we're gonna re-interview Freeway Rick, and he was very against pictures too. And you live in this weird world where you're don't take my fucking picture, I can't be on screen, I can't be on camera, don't do that, and you're on edge all the time. Right. So things that come illegally come with a lot of stress and burden, and, and they're gonna come in and take your stuff. So let's get back on track to you, because we're here for you. So I know that you filmed today for Tick Tick Boom, but can you talk to me about the video concept behind Tear It Down and where that started and where that came from? Okay, yeah, Tear It Down is crazy where it comes from. That's a good question. Tear It Down, I wrote that song in 2014. People were getting killed, by the police left and right around that time. And that's when everybody started having that cell phone camera, touchscreen phone. So America starts seeing how much people get killed by the police. People been getting killed by the police forever. Black men have been getting killed by the police forever. My father taught me when I was little, don't say nothing to the police. When you get older, you start driving and they pull you over, just say, yes, sir, no, sir, hand them your license, be on with your way. He said, don't talk back to the police. He said, they'll kill you. I said, he's exaggerating.
Yeah.
Right?
Because it sounds
ridiculous. I'm like, they might beat me up because I seen what happened to Rodney King when I was little. But he said, no, they'll kill you. So then once I got of age, I started seeing people get killed. So that's what inspired that song. I wrote it in 2014. The song was so dope that I was like, I'm not putting this on no damn mixtape. You know, I'm not putting this just out for free. So I saved it. And everybody was like, put that out, put that out, put that out, put that out. And I'm like, nah, I'm not putting that out. So it came to 2020. And y'all know what happened in 2020. Everybody's seen how crazy the police really are. I mean, they seen people get killed. They seen George Floyd get killed, and it took 8 minutes. You know what I'm saying? They just seen that and went crazy. So we decided this was the time to put that song out. You know what I'm saying? So I asked Crooked Eye, you know, the big homie, you know, I let him hear the song. He said, I love it. Crooked Eye agreed to do the song. Not only agreed to do it, man, we went to the studio together. He invited me to his studio. He tore it down. He murdered it. Y'all go check it out. Tear it down. Go check his verse out. He murdered it. But yeah, man, we had to do that for the movement. You know what I'm saying? So that's what inspired that, though. Just what my father taught me about the police, growing up, actually seeing police kill people. And then 2020, everybody's seen it. And I said, all right, now it's time, you know, to put this song out.
You know, like, there was a disconnect for me that people were so shocked. You know, like, I'm glad they're mad. They need to be mad. Mm-hmm. You know, like, they should have been mad years ago. This happens all the time. I've seen correctional officers beat people up. I've been beat up by the cops, you know. It's crazy.
Right.
But when I used to talk about it, it's like, well, duh, you're doing illegal shit. Until you're not.
Right.
Until you're not, you know. Until you have a counterfeit $20 bill, maybe. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or whatever reason they want. And I'm never gonna put a generalization on any profession and say that all cops are bad.
Right, right.
But we have a very real problem in this country, and police brutality is a fucking nightmare. Mm-hmm. You know, I weigh 110 pounds. It is not hard to arrest me.
Right.
You know, I don't run. It's not. And I have been smashed against walls, thrown on the ground, guns in my face, knees in my back, you know, bloodied up by my parole officer. You know, it was just part of my lifestyle. So I thought people just knew.
Right.
You know, like, we don't have court in the street. We should get arrested and we have court in a courtroom. Like, this is America.
Right.
You know, so I was shocked that people were so shocked. I'm like, I thought we knew this already. But
right.
Get mad. You should be mad.
Right.
You know, there's no reason why George should have passed away. There's no reason why you should have had your knee on his neck for 8 minutes. That's crazy. That's crazy.
100%, I agree.
I heard Tear It Down, and I loved it. I think it's great. I think it's important that we come together in positive ways to speak out against police brutality, and I think we do that through music. You know, so I think it's really important what you do.
Thank you.
What about the concept for Tick Tick Boom?
Tick Tick Boom, the song, how it got created, It's a crazy story.
I'm listening to it as we're shooting the video, and I'm like, the end of this, like, this changes from what we were talking about in the beginning. So I just got more and more intrigued. So I need to know the whole concept for that.
It was crazy. My brother, Rob, you know, the one who really showed me hip hop, you know, from the 90s. He called me one day, like I told you, I'm competitive. So get to know that about me. Certain shit just triggers me. He texted me. He sent me a link to somebody's song that just came out. And he said, you need a song like this. Like a vibe like this. Shit. And I said, and I heard the song, I was like, not only can I do that, I could do that better than them. Like, I could go in their lane and do it better than them. He didn't even mean it like that, but I took it like that. That's how it works. You know what I mean? So I text the same link to Preach Music, my producer, and I said, hey, Rob said we need to do a song like this, and we gonna not only do a song like this, we're gonna make a doper song in this. And he said, bet. I said, you in the studio right now? He said, yeah, give me 1 hour. He sent me the beat in 1 hour. I sent the beat to Robbie. I was like, you like that? He was like, that's it. And I said, all right. I went to the store. I got a little bottle of Patron. And while I was driving back, I was playing the beat. And something in the beat, right where it goes, in my mind it said tick, tick. Instead of, it said tick, tick, boom. And I pulled up in the driveway. I said, oh, that's it. I went in the house. I went in the studio and I wrote the whole hook. Then at the end of the hook, or start off the hook, I put tick, tick, boom, and I wrote the whole hook. As soon as I wrote the hook, I was like, oh, this is it. This is going to be crazy. Then when I wrote the verse, I said, oh, it's over. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that song came about. But, the things that I'm saying in the song, some of it is fun, but some of it is deep. Mm-hmm. I said, check how I did it, not one single felony. I meant that. You know what I'm saying? I want to be...
I feel like you called me out in it, but it's all right.
No, I do it. I do those things, and you'll hear that shit. And like a lot of the new music I'm going to put out, you're going to hear that shit. Because what I'm doing is I want the young ones, you know what I'm saying, the kids to be like, oh, you could still make it and still be cool as fuck without being a drug dealer.
Yes.
You could still make it and be cool as fuck and still have chicks and still drive nice whips and still own your own business, still all of that shit without being from the hood, from getting put on the hood. You could do all of that shit without that. So I figured out a way to fuse the positive, the positive lyrics, but still make you want to dance like a gangster. You know what I'm saying? So that's my lane. You know what I'm saying? Truth. It's life music. You know what I'm saying? It's not trap music. It's not gangster music. It's not West Coast music. It's not East Coast music. It's not Dirty South. It's not crump music. It's life music. You know what I'm saying?
It's not just Tick Tick Boom that has that concept. That's who you are, and that is in everything you do. It's in every video. It's in every song. It's in Can't Help Myself. It's in
Thanos.
It's in Thanos.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Talk about it. Yeah.
It's in a lot of your songs, and it's.
You heard the mixtape, okay?
I heard the whole mixtape.
Okay, I see it.
Ask me a song.
Shit, you said Thanos. Like that's one of my favorite songs.
I like that one.
See, a lot of people haven't heard this mixtape. It's Dinner, by the way. Dinner Volume 3.
You put it on Instagram.
Yeah,
it's
but
on
like
Insta stories all the time.
I put it out just because I know shit about to blow, and people gonna go be like, oh, he got a mixtape. I want you to. Yeah, it's new. Yeah. But Thanos, I wrote it because of the movie. It's like, Thanos was like, I'm here to make things even again. I'm here to make things right again. He seems like a bad guy. He's really not a bad guy. He wants to make things even again. So he's like, I gotta take half away so we can all be all right. So my thing is Thanos, because that's my AKA, Thanos. So my thing is we gotta get rid of half of this bullshit music so we can get back to real shit. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get rid of half of you niggas gotta go. It's just bullshit. If you tight and you talented, you can stay. But half of you niggas gotta go. So that's how Thanos came up.
I was listening to this interview with Snoop, and it was so funny because he said, I don't know who came up with this sound, but they all sound the same, It's like, hubba-da-hubba-da-hub. And that is the funniest shit ever when I hear Snoop say that, like, everyone sounds the same. Like, I can't rap like that. Turn that shit off. And I think with, I don't know if it's auto-tune and mumble rapping, but it's catchy.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie. I like me some mumble rap sometimes. Because it just gets stuck in your head, and like, what are you gonna do when they're playing on the radio constantly?
Right.
But, the original sound that you have is just different, and it's real, and we're not talking about drugs and bitches in prison and jail. Like, we're talking about real shit, and that's why I like your songs.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And for the record, do what you want to do.
Yeah.
People do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Let's diss all the rappers.
Let's just let's do this. Let's do this. Do it with whatever music you want to do it. Just don't call it hip hop. Call it something else.
Call it something else.
So you like, oh yeah, I like to do this, or I like to do that. Okay, let's create a genre for people who don't like to rap. You don't like to rap, then don't call it rap. See what I mean though? Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people that's going to that other lane, but the music industry groups us all together as one genre. That's why it's confusion. And that's why this group is saying, fuck mumble rap. And this group is saying, fuck you rapper, lyrical guys. Okay, separate those motherfuckers and no one gives a fuck. Lyrical people don't care about Garth Brooks because Garth Brooks does country music.
Yeah.
Garth Brooks don't care about, I don't know what he cares about. I'm just saying. He's not going to be,
it's a different stage.
But when you try to group two different people together, or two different artists together, that's when that's going to have conflict. So I just think we should vote on it. Hip hop community, look, y'all do y'all stuff and we do our stuff. We like to rap. We like to, we like to have lyrics that mean something. Y'all don't.
That's probably why I was so drawn to your music the first time I heard something. But, when we have a mutual friend, shout out to Matt, when he sent me some of your stuff, I'm like, I'll listen to it. I'll get to it, because that's just what I do. I'm busy. Right. I turned it on and I'm like, this is different. This is different. This hits, So I think the first song that I heard of yours was Step Your Game Up. I watched the video. And I'm like, what's underneath it? West Coast Monster? I need to listen to that too. Can't help myself. Favorite one, Airplane song. I got really into your stuff, and I think it's so important to talk about how to make it outside of all that horrible shit. And the reason I talk about it so much on YouTube is because I did it. Right. I can talk about it because I went through this, and I'm letting y'all know that is not the way to go. I'm lucky I survived. It is a blessing I am sitting here talking to you right now because I shouldn't be. I've buried 40 of my friends, Amen. It's huge. I bury 2, 3 people a year now, and I'm out of it. And I still am trying to get people out of it, dragging them up, and it's hard when you have to tell your people, I can't help you anymore because it's killing me to help you, so that pain is heavy. So when I hear, trap music, which I love, but when I hear that, it brings back such negative emotions for me because I know what it is to live in a trap house. I know what it is to sell drugs and fucking go to prison. I know that life. And it's miserable. It's not a catchy song that you hear on the radio. It is pain and suffering. It's your family and your mom crying in visitation in prison. It's burying your friends, So what you do is important, and I don't know if you fully understand the impact that it has.
Well, I do now.
Good.
Thank you. That was deep. And I'll give that right back to you. Do you know?
No.
What you doing? How impactful it is?
Sometimes. So I forget, until people message me or tell me.
Right. Yeah, so, yeah, we on the right path.
For sure.
Yeah, we doing our thing right now. God is with us, and amen. Thank you for, acknowledging that, because I think it's important to acknowledge blessings and not just live life like everything is supposed to happen good. You know what I'm saying? And not grateful. When everybody just lives life like we're supposed to just be like this. But I think it's, God and people praying for you and destiny and decision making that comes into where people are. I don't feel like luck is real at all.
That music video today, that whole set looked expensive as hell. So are you signed by a label? Or are you independent?
No,
How do you do all this?
I'm still independent. The reason why I can be independent and do the things that I'm doing right now is because I had a plan. The plan was, in the beginning of my career, I was always looking for someone to see me and say, damn, he's talented. He can write, he can rap, and save me. Like somebody with money to come and save me and pay for videos for me and pay for marketing for me and just pay for shit for me. I'll be the talent, you be the money. That was my thing. It
sounds good in theory, but that's really hard.
Exactly. So I went through a couple situations, many situations to where, I just got fed up and I was like, I'm just gonna fucking make the money and be the talent. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? So I knew some way I was gonna be able to do it, and God was gonna provide that opportunity for me. So I got into direct sales and direct marketing. And the company that I got with has a leadership development program that allows you to build your team and advance and get promoted as fast as you want to and run your own office and run multiple offices. So when they told me that, I said, shit, I can do that. And I fucking did it. You know, so I've been with the company for 5.5 years. That's TOP Marketing. My team is Bomb Squad. I've opened up 3 offices in the last 5 years. I've hired hundreds of people. I've developed multiple managers, just so many different people to help me run my organization. So my whole plan was, I'm gonna get really fucking good at this leadership development thing and marketing to where I'm gonna make the money I need to fund my music career. And if somebody wants to come help me, so be it. But I'm not depending on no one no more to help me with my financial situation as far as music. So it was a plan, and it's working. That's why I'm able to do it. Not to say that I'm where I want to be all the way. Hell no, I'm still hungry as fuck. But I'm able to shoot videos. I'm able to pay for marketing. I'm able to buy my own studio equipment. I'm able to buy a motherfucking beat anytime I want. I'm able to jump on a plane and come to Chicago anytime I want and buy my hotel rooms. And you know what I'm saying?
That's on being a hustler. You know,
right.
It just comes a point, I relate so much to that, where you just, a light bulb goes off.
Right.
Flip is switched and you're like, I'm going to get it. I don't care who's in my way. I don't care what obstacles in my way. I'm going to go get it. And this is how I'm going to get it. Mm-hmm. And I'm hungry, and I'm not going to ever be content.
Yeah.
You know, I feel the same way.
100%.
And we're both really creative people. I create content all day, every day. And I just relate so much to that. That's awesome. I'm hungry. You know, everyone congratulates me on the success I've had, but I'm brand new. Like, I just started.
Mm-hmm.
I have so much more to do.
100.
So when's the next video? What's the next song? You have to tell us a little something.
So it's crazy. First of all, the Tick Tick Boom is about to drop, and it's gonna blow this shit up. It's gonna take my career. It's gonna take EMP to the next level. First of all, point blank period. So whenever you see this video, just type in Tick Tick Boom, and you're gonna see what I'm talking about. This shit about to go crazy. We shot a fucking movie today. You know what I'm saying? So that's first of all. Secondly, I just did a song the other night called, I ain't even gonna say, should I
You have to give us like something.
Man, it's called That's What's Up. And this song is gonna be global. It's going down. It's hard to explain music.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I wrote this song and I sung the shit out of it. Like, you know what I mean? You can't explain that. Yeah. But I only could tell you what I feel. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like it's gonna be on the same level of Tick Tick Boom or even better. You know, it's just crazy. So watch out for the next single. That's What's Up. That's what it's called.
That's What's Up.
It's called. Yeah. That's What's Up. It's hard.
Well, congratulations on Tick Tick Boom and everything you've done. Congratulations for your interview with DJ K-Slay. That was awesome too.
Thank you.
You're doing big things, and I'm so proud of you. I can't wait to see your career take off.
Thank you so much.
Is there anything else you want to say before I kick you out of my room?
Yeah. Before you kick me out, I would like to say thank you for having me, and thank you for the second interview. You know, the first interview was in Chicago, and now we're here in Los Angeles. So, and it's thank you for being a friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, you good people, and I look forward to, you know, being friends and working with each other. And just want to give a shout out to everybody that's supporting me right now. You know, like, you know, my fan base and people that I fuck with. It's been overwhelming with the love that they're giving right now based on the new movement of Tick Tick Boom. So everybody's behind me, you know, everybody's supporting right now. And if you ain't supporting, it's cool. I love you too. You know what I'm saying? Cat Williams, what'd he say? You need to have 100 haters by the summer.
Yeah.
He said, if any of y'all want to hate, feel free to hate on me. So, you know, it's all good. You know, I'm living good life. I'm living my best life. So thank you, Lord. You know what I mean? Thank you, everybody. It's all good.
All right, give me a hug. Mm-hmm. Love you very much.
Love you too.
Can't wait to come out, and you're famous, and I get to say I know a famous person. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna link all of Truf's music, where you can listen to him everywhere. Spotify, YouTube, anywhere that plays it. Definitely. iTunes, his Instagram is blowing up, so I'm gonna link all of that down below, as well as his merch.
Yeah.
This isn't it. You're not even wearing your own merch. I was about to be like, get you some of this.
Yeah, I know.
Get out. I'm going to link his merch down below as well. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.
Peace.